Now I get a fair number of questions on different twist patterns for iron bars. And how do you do this twist or that twist, or just show us some other twists. So we're going to take a look today at a different twist pattern. And this is the one we're going to look at. See if we can zoom in a little bit closer here. There we go. If you want to see how somebody did a twist, usually what you do is you just look right at the end and see how the twist comes out as it goes back to a square bar. And that will often explain what the mystery is. So you can see here, there's a chisel line down each corner, and the opposite corner has been hammered down. So that's what we're going to do with a piece of bar. Now this is one of those things I would typically do under the treadle hammer or the fly press, because it really makes life easy, but it isn't that hard to do at the anvil. Just take a hot chisel and chisel down both sides of two opposite corners, diagonal corners. You don't want to do here and then here. We're going to do here, and then we're going to do this side. We'll turn it over and do the other side. Having a hold fast really makes this a lot easier. But I'd like to go a little further than what my hold fast lets me. So we've done that. I'm going to turn it this way, and the next heat I'll do this side. And I'm not trying to cut all the way through. I don't want to make my cuts connect. So here's my first cut. I'm going to rotate it over. Let's see if I can line my hold fast up so I'm not in my own way here. You want to bring your cuts to the same length, same ending point. If this is a big ornamental piece that's really important, I would certainly lay these out and put a little center punch mark at your starting and stopping points. But for this, doing it by eye is just fine. It's just a sample piece to play around with a twist concept. Now when chiseling a long line like this, you can frequently leave the chisel in the work and rock the curved chisel, and you end up with a much smoother bottom of the cut sometimes. So there's our cut. I'm going to come back through and just kind of open that one up a little bit after I'm all done, because we've closed it as we work this one, and we just want to work back and forth to try and keep all that all the same. So now we've done this corner, we want an opposite corner, so we'll go all the way back to this corner and do adjoining faces. So get that oriented so you're making your cut on the right corner, and cut the same distance in every place. They're pretty darn close. Okay. So I think you're getting the idea here. It doesn't take too long. It takes longer to heat it than it does to do the chiseling. So last corner, exact same procedure. That could be hotter. Again, try to end at the same point each time. Now that I've gone all the way around all those, I want to come back through and just kind of open up the ones I've squished flat. Just to make them all the same. This would be an interesting twist, just like this. But the one I showed you before had the corners knocked off and kind of rounded up. So that'll be the next thing we'll do. So I've got lines on either side of this corner and 180 degrees off, lines on either side of this. So this corner and this corner don't have anything. So I'm going to knock them down. I'm going to leave it square at the end, so I'm just going to knock that down in the middle. And you can chamfer it or you can try to round it up. The more round it is, I think the more impressive this twist becomes. I'm going to line this rounding up with your cuts. Just start with a chamfer. And you can start kind of rounding it over. Don't hit your cuts though. You want to leave those as pristine as you can. Then you want to make sure it's fairly straight before you go to twisting. So we have nice crisp corners with a chisel cut, and in between we have a nice rounded over area that is going to be very indistinct in the twist. So what you're really going to see are just these corners. Next, we're going to twist it. We're just going to lock that in the vise. Put a twisting wrench on it. It's kind of a short-handled twisting wrench for such a heavy bar. Okay, I switched to a much bigger twisting wrench here. And a lot more leverage. Try real hard not to hit the camera. I have to adjust this. But you can see where that's going. Get away with that with the hot metal gloves, otherwise get a wire brush to do that. I'm going to go just a little bit further. Yeah, I think that looks good. Straighten that out hot on a wooden bolt stump with a rawhide mallet. If you hit this with a steel hammer, you're going to mess up your nice crisp edges. Okay, that's been straightened out. I think that's a very dramatic twist. Not really very hard to do. It looks way more difficult than it really is. You get that nice ridge that stands up there. Well, that's just another variation of a square bar twist, and there are variations of this variation. Something very similar, you can take a bar and put it in a swedge and do this rounding under a swedge that is a little bit too small, and you end up pushing fins out on the edge. Just what you don't want when you're swedging a tenon, but it makes for a very dramatic twist to just leave those fins on there and twist it. You get very, very tall ridges and sharp spiral, almost an auger bit-like effect. But there are lots of things you can do with twists. So experiment, try some different things. We're going to do a lot more of them. Every now and then I'll just pick a twist sample off the wall and we'll replicate it and show you how I did that and do some others. In the meantime, I think we have hit that 10,000 subscriber mark. I've already done the video where I explain the giveaway for the very last time and how that's going to work. That video should be coming out within 24 hours after this video is posted, because the timing will be somewhat random. So if you haven't seen that video, if you're just watching this as it comes out, keep your eyes open for it, because we're going to give away some nice stuff and get some tools in the hands of some people that will hopefully put them to use. So get out to your shop, make something, share these videos with your friends, stay safe, wear your safety glasses, and we'll see you